Did you know that running through your veins is a secret code that can reveal the deepest mysteries of your personality? Something you've carried since birth, something so common that most people don't even think about it. But it could be the key to understanding who you really are at the most fundamental level of your existence. Subscribe to the channel and leave a like to get access to more stories like this one. Stop for a moment and think. When was the last time you found yourself acting in a way that even you couldn't explain? That unexplainable urge to organize everything around you, or maybe that irresistible need to question every established rule, or even that natural tendency to mediate conflicts without anyone asking you to. And what if I told you that these traits are not coincidences? Between your blood type and behavioral patterns that psychologists have studied for decades. You might be thinking this sounds impossible, but get ready for a journey that will challenge everything you think you know about yourself. Over the next few minutes, we're going to explore a theory that connects the science of blood with the deepest mysteries of the human psyche. Are you ready to discover which psychological archetype your blood type might be revealing about your soul? Because what you're about to find out could completely change the way you see yourself and understand your most instinctive reactions to the world. Carl Jung, the pioneer of analytical psychology and one of the most brilliant minds of the 20th century, taught us that the most powerful symbols are those that connect our conscious world with the depths of the collective unconscious. Jung believed that certain fundamental traits of our personality emerge from universal archetypal patterns, deep psychic structures that shape our behavior in ways we often don't even realize. What makes this theory even more intriguing is how it aligns with modern discoveries about blood typing and personality. Although traditional Western medicine sees blood types only through a clinical lens, researchers in other cultures have observed fascinating correlations between blood groups and consistent behavioral traits. Jung always emphasized that the most revealing patterns about our psyche are those we find not just in one person, but repeated across entire populations. Jung's genius was in recognizing that our personality is not just a product of individual experiences, but reflects universal archetypes that transcend cultures and generations. He developed concepts like the dominant psychological functions, the dynamic between the persona and the shadow, and the individuation journey that each person needs to travel to become truly authentic. Now, when we apply this psychological wisdom to blood typing, we start to see patterns that go far beyond basic biology, revealing possible connections between our most fundamental physical makeup and the archetypes that govern our deepest behavior. What if I told you there's a hidden pattern connecting people of the same blood type that goes far beyond transfusion compatibility? Imagine for a moment that the traits you consider most unique about your personality might actually be shared by millions of people who carry the same genetic code running in their veins. During the next few revelations, you'll discover not only which psychological archetype corresponds to your blood type, but also why certain situations trigger such specific and predictable reactions in you. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to naturally navigate through conflicts while others feel completely lost? Or how certain personalities instinctively gravitate toward leadership while others thrive better behind the scenes? These aren't random coincidences. There is a deep logic at work here, one that connects the ancient wisdom of archetypes with surprising discoveries about how different blood types process the world in fundamentally different ways. But before we reveal these specific connections, you need to be prepared to question some of your most basic beliefs about personality and destiny. Because what you're about to learn might not only explain patterns you've observed in yourself for years, but also offer insights into why you naturally connect with certain people while others seem to speak a completely different emotional language than yours. Are you ready for this journey of self-discovery? Now I want you to stop for a moment and think honestly about your most automatic reactions. When you're under pressure, are you the type of person who immediately seeks control and organization, or do you prefer to adapt fluidly to circumstances as they arise? Maybe you've noticed that in the smallest details of do you feel that restless energy when you're still for too long? That need for movement, for action to make things happen? That's not a coincidence. It's your ancestral heritage whispering through your DNA. If you're type A, the meticulous architect, your blood carries the wisdom of the farmers, of those who turned chaos into order, who created lasting structures. Do you feel that natural compulsion to organize, plan, create systems? That attention to detail that others consider excessive, but for you is simply necessary? It's your A nature expressing itself in its purest form. If you're type B, the free explorer, you are the nomadic spirit, the adventurer who refuses to be limited by conventions. Your blood carries the flexibility of the shepherds, of those who followed the seasons and adapted to any environment. That natural resistance of yours to rigid rules, that need for freedom and authenticity, it's not rebellion, it's your B essence seeking expression. If you're type AB, the mystic diplomat, you are the rare synthesis, carrying both the precision of A and the flexibility of B. Your blood is a bridge between worlds, a unique alchemy that few possess. That natural ability of yours to see multiple perspectives, to mediate conflicts, to find creative solutions where others only see problems. It's the power of AB manifesting itself. Which of these archetypes resonates most deeply with who you know you are at your most authentic core? Now let's dive deep into the mysteries of each blood archetype. Because each type is not just a category, it's an ancestral. Leave your blood type in the comments and tell us how these revelations connect with what you've always intuited about yourself. And if this content is opening up new perspectives on your journey of self-discovery, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can explore other fascinating mysteries of the human psyche together. Your journey of discovery is just beginning. Have you ever wondered why some environments make you feel instantly comfortable while others drain your energy before you even understand why? If you're type A, you've probably noticed how you thrive in organized and predictable spaces. You're that person who arrives early to meetings, who has a specific place for every item on your desk, who feels a deep satisfaction when you can anticipate problems and have solutions ready. Jung would say that your dominant psychological function is constantly seeking patterns and structures in the apparent chaos of life. Do you recognize this need in yourself? Maybe you're the one who catches the mistake in the report that everyone else missed, or who instinctively knows when something is out of place in a familiar environment. This attention to detail isn't just a personality trait, it's a deep expression of how your blood type influences the way your brain processes information. For the type Bs, you probably recognize yourselves as those who flourish in diversity and change. You're the type of person who feels energized by deep conversations with strangers, who has brilliant ideas in the shower, who can find creative connections between seemingly unrelated concepts. Jung would identify this as your dominant extroverted intuition. You are constantly picking up on possibilities and potentials that others can't see. Do you recognize yourself as someone who sometimes knows things without knowing exactly how you know? Who has hunches that turn out to be surprisingly accurate? This natural intuitive ability is a direct expression of how your type B blood influences your neurological processing, creating a brain that is naturally tuned to subtle nuances and emerging patterns. For those rare AB types among us, you probably experience a constant dance between these two modalities. One day you might feel completely in line with precision and organization. The next day, you're following a sudden inspiration that takes you down completely unexpected paths. Jung would recognize this as a natural integration of opposing functions that most people take decades to consciously develop. Type O carries a different presence. You are the ones that others instinctively look for in moments of crisis. Have you noticed how people naturally turn to you when they need direction? How you tend to take on responsibilities even when no one has asked? This is no coincidence. It's the expression of thousands of years of evolution as humanity's natural leaders. Imagine for a moment that every drop of your blood is like an ancestral library, carrying not just oxygen and nutrients, but also echoes of personalities that came before you. This crimson river flowing silently through your body might be whispering ancient secrets about who you were destined to become. If you're type O, do you find yourself automatically taking the lead in crisis situations, even when you haven't been assigned to? Do you feel a physical energy that needs to be channeled through activity, exercise, or practical projects? When someone you love is being attacked or disrespected, does something inside you literally boil with indignation? Are you the kind of person who can't passively watch when something is wrong? Who would rather face a conflict head-on than leave things up in the air? Who feels naturally responsible for the well-being of the people around you? Who, when making a decision, feels it comes with an almost visceral certainty? If you're type A, do you feel a physical discomfort when you see things out of place? When you plan something, are you automatically anticipating potential problems and creating preventive solutions? Do you have trouble relaxing completely because your mind is always processing, organizing, optimizing? Are you the type who remembers details that others forget? Who feels genuinely bad when you can't complete a task with excellence? Who needs time to process changes before feeling comfortable with them? Who, when committing to something, takes that responsibility very seriously? If you're type B, do you feel suffocated in environments with too many rules or rigid structures? Do you have creative insights that come out of nowhere, connecting things that seemingly have no relation? Do you feel an almost physical need to express your authenticity, even when it's not convenient? Are you the type who automatically questions the why of established things? Who adapts quickly to changes that would make others uncomfortable? Who prefers deep, philosophical conversations to superficial small talk? Who, when doing something you love, completely loses track of time? If you're type AB, do you feel like you're constantly translating between different human languages? Do you notice emotional nuances that others seem to miss? Do you have moments of intuitive clarity that are hard to explain logically? Are you the type who can naturally mediate conflicts because you see the truth on both sides? Who feels energized by complex, multifaceted conversations? Who sometimes feels misunderstood because your thought process is more elaborate than most? Who, when you find someone who truly gets you, feels an almost mystical connection? But now I need to be completely honest with you, because each blood archetype isn't just light, each also carries its shadows, its unique challenges. And it is precisely by recognizing and integrating these shadows that you can transform your greatest weaknesses into your greatest strengths. The shadow of type O, the wounded warrior. Your natural strength for leadership can turn into domination when you're not balanced. That protective energy can become aggression. Your need for action can manifest as destructive impatience. Have you ever caught yourself being excessively controlling, exploding when things don't go as planned? Having trouble delegating because no one does it right? The shadow of the O is the wounded tyrant, the one who leads through fear instead of love, who protects through control instead of trust. But when you recognize this shadow, you can transform it. Your natural strength can become inspiring leadership. Your protection can become the empowerment of others. The shadow of type A, the anxious perfectionist. Your pursuit of excellence can turn into paralyzing perfectionism. Your attention to detail can become destructive obsession. Your need for order can manifest as chronic anxiety when life inevitably becomes chaotic. Have you ever found yourself procrastinating on projects because you can't do them perfectly? Losing sleep over worries that others don't even notice? Being overly critical of yourself? The shadow of the A is the relentless inner critic, the one who is never satisfied, who sees problems where others see progress. But when you embrace this shadow, you can transform it. Your natural precision can become sustainable excellence. Your organization can become the creation of systems that truly serve life. The shadow of type B, the scattered rebel. Your need for freedom can turn into an escape from responsibility. Your flexibility can become chronic instability. Your authenticity can manifest as disrespect for the feelings of others. Have you ever found yourself abandoning projects halfway through? Hurting people with your honesty without considering the impact? Avoiding commitments because they limit your freedom? The shadow of the B is the eternal adolescent, the one who confuses freedom with a lack of responsibility, who uses authenticity as an excuse for selfishness. But when you integrate this shadow, you can transform it. Your natural freedom can become innovative leadership. Your authenticity can become genuine inspiration for others. The shadow of type AB, the lost mediator. Your ability to see multiple perspectives can turn into paralyzing indecision. Your emotional complexity can become mood instability. Your rarity can manifest as isolation and a feeling of not belonging. Have you ever found yourself constantly changing your mind because you can see the truth in all sides? Feeling overwhelmed by the intensity of your own emotions? Isolating yourself because you feel no one truly understands you? The shadow of the AB is the lost chameleon, the one who adapts so much to others that they lose touch with their own essence. But when you embrace this shadow, you can transform it. Your natural complexity can become integrative wisdom. Your sensitivity can become a bridge of healing for others. True mastery comes not from denying your shadows, but from consciously dancing with them. Now, if you've come this far and you're feeling this deep resonance with what we're exploring, if you're starting to see connections you had never noticed before, then you're probably asking yourself, how can I go deeper into this knowledge? How can I apply these discoveries practically in my life? Because it's one thing to intellectually understand your blood archetype. It's another thing entirely to know how to use that information to concretely transform your reality. And that's exactly why I developed the SIM method multidimensional integration system. The SIM method is a structured process that takes everything you're discovering about your blood archetype and turns it into a personalized action plan for your life. These aren't just pretty theories. They're practical tools you can implement immediately to align your career, your relationships, and your purpose with your true nature. Imagine having a detailed map that shows you exactly how to optimize your natural energy, how to turn your challenges into superpowers, how to choose relationships that genuinely complement your essence, how to create a career that not only pays the bills, but feeds your soul. Within the SIM method, you will discover specific protocols for each blood archetype. If you are an O warrior, you will learn exactly how to channel your leadership energy without burning bridges. If you are an A architect, you will discover how to use your natural precision to create systems that really work without getting lost in paralyzing perfectionism. If you are a B explorer, you will understand how to maintain your authenticity while building sustainable structures. And if you are an AB alchemist, you will learn how to use your unique complexity to create real value in the world. But it doesn't stop there. The method also includes specific relationship protocols, because when you understand not only your own archetype, but can also identify and honor the archetypes of the people around you, you literally transform the quality of all your human interactions. And for those who want to delve even deeper, we have the supplementary ebook, Blood Codes, the complete manual of bioenergetic archetypes, where we explore the rarest combinations, the dynamics between different types, and even how factors like Rh positive or negative influence your archetypal characteristics. But let's continue our exploration here, because we still have important revelations ahead. Now let's enter even more fascinating territory. How your blood archetype manifests in your relationships and your professional life. Because knowing your own code is just the first step, the real power comes from understanding how you interact with the other archetypes. The O warriors in relationships. You are naturally protective and loyal, but sometimes you can be too intense for more sensitive types. In romantic relationships, you love deeply and expect the same level of intensity in return. You connect best with partners who respect your need for leadership, but who can also maintain their own strength. With other O's, you can create powerful partnerships, but you can also get into dominance conflicts. With A-types, you can form incredible complementarities. You bring the action, they bring the planning. With B-types, you can be both fascinated by their creativity and frustrated by their lack of structure. With AB types, you find someone who can mediate and soften your natural intensity. Professionally, you thrive in positions of leadership, sales, entrepreneurship, or any field that demands quick decision-making and the courage to take risks. You are the natural CEOs, the team leaders who inspire by example. The A architects in relationships, you love through care and attention to detail. You are reliable partners who remember birthdays, who create family traditions, who build stable and lasting relationships. But sometimes you can be overly critical or worried. With other As, you can create harmoniously organized relationships, but you might also compete in perfectionism. With O-types, you admire their strength, but can feel overwhelmed by their intensity. With B-types, you can be both frustrated by their apparent disorganization and fascinated by their spontaneity. With AB types, you find someone who appreciates your precision but brings flexibility to the equation. Professionally, you are exceptional in areas that demand precision, planning, and attention to detail: accounting, medicine, law, architecture, project management. You are the trusted experts, the ones who ensure that everything works perfectly. The B explorers in relationships. You bring adventure and authenticity to relationships. You are stimulating partners who constantly introduce new things and different perspectives. You love through freedom giving and expecting to receive space for individual growth. With other Bs, you can create incredibly creative and dynamic relationships, but you might lack structural stability. With O-types, you admire their strength but may resist attempts at control. With A-types, you can both appreciate the stability they offer and feel suffocated by their need for structure. With AB types, you find someone who can keep up with your complexity and flexibility. Professionally, you thrive in creative, innovative, or flexible fields: art, marketing, consulting, technology, journalism. You are the innovators, the ones who bring out-of-the-box solutions and question the status quo. The AB alchemists in relationships. You are the most complex and fascinating partners. You love deeply, but in a multifaceted way. You can understand and support different aspects of your partner's personality, but you can sometimes be emotionally intense or difficult to decipher. With any type, you have the unique ability to adapt and find points of connection. You are the natural mediators, the ones who can translate between different emotional languages within the relationship. But you need partners who appreciate your complexity instead of trying to simplify you. Professionally, you are exceptional in areas that demand a holistic vision, mediation, or synthesis: psychology, diplomacy, integrated arts, conflict management, coaching. You are the wise consultants, the ones who can see the big picture and find solutions that others don't. Team dynamics by archetype. In an ideal team, you want an O leading and making executive decisions, an A handling the detailed planning and execution, a B bringing innovation and flexibility, and an AB mediating conflicts and integrating different perspectives. When you understand these dynamics, you can build exponentially more effective teams. And now we come to the most important point of this entire journey. Because everything we've explored so far, all these fascinating insights about blood archetypes, all these revelations about your deep nature, all of this is just the beginning. Your blood type whispers, but your choices shape your destiny. I want you to understand something fundamental. You are not a prisoner of your archetype. You are not limited by it. In fact, it's the exact opposite. Knowing your blood code is like receiving a detailed map of your personality's terrain, but you are still the one who chooses which paths to follow, which mountains to climb, which valleys to explore. An O warrior can choose to be a tyrannical leader or an inspiring protector. An A architect can choose to be a paralyzed perfectionist or a creator of liberating systems. A B explorer can choose to be a destructive rebel or a transformative innovator. An AB alchemist can choose to be emotional chaos or a force of integration and healing. The difference is not in your blood type, it's in the consciousness you bring to it. Because when you deeply understand your archetypal nature, you gain something invaluable: conscious choice. Instead of being unconsciously moved by your patterns, you can consciously dance with them. Instead of being a victim of your tendencies, you can be the conductor of your own existential symphony. And here is the most beautiful truth. Each archetype, when lived in its highest version, is equally powerful, equally valuable, equally necessary for the world. There is no better type than another. There is only the question of how consciously you are living your archetypal truth. The world needs conscious warriors who protect with love instead of dominating with fear. It needs conscious architects who create structures that serve life instead of imprisoning it. It needs conscious explorers who innovate with responsibility instead of destroying with rebellion. It needs conscious alchemists who integrate with wisdom instead of confusing with complexity. And you have a unique mission in this world, a contribution that only you can make, a unique way of serving that is encoded not just in your blood, but in your soul. So I invite you, use everything we've discovered today, not as a box to limit yourself, but as a key to free yourself. Use your archetypal knowledge not to justify yourself, but to transcend yourself. Use your understanding of blood codes not to conform, but to transform. Because in the end, you are not just a type O, A, B, or AB. You are a unique and unrepeatable expression of the universal consciousness, which chose to experience life through this specific archetype, with all its gifts and challenges. And now that you know the secrets running in your veins, what are you going to do with them? If this content touched something deep within you, if you felt that resonance of recognition, leave a like so that more people can discover these insights. Share in the comments which archetype resonates most with you and how you plan to use these discoveries. And subscribe to the channel because we have many more fascinating explorations ahead. We will continue to decode the mysteries of human existence together. The journey of self-knowledge never ends. It only deepens, expands, and becomes richer with each discovery. And you have just taken a significant step on this eternal journey. Your blood carries ancient codes. Your consciousness carries the power to transcend them. Use both wisely.